See how to win at weight loss in the kitchen. Paying closer attention to your cooking habits can help you eat healthier. Swimsuit season is right around the corner, and one sure way to keep your weight in check is to ditch the takeout menu and cook at home instead. Great idea, since you control the menu and hence the calories. But it's not a flawless plan. When you cook at home, and especially if you're comfortable doing so, you might tend to relax the rules a little. Maybe you add a few pinches of salt, just a dash of oil instead of measuring it out, or you enjoy munching on your ingredients as you're prepping. Those little things can really add up. Here are a few cooking habits that may secretly be sabotaging your diet. Hillary Mayer: it's no secret that oil packs a lot of calories, an average of about 120 calories per tablespoon. Some recipes call for an exact amount, but many call for a thin coating of oil in the pan. But what exactly is a thin coating? Enough oil to just glaze the pan a half an inch. It's always a good idea to measure oil, even if a recipe suggests you just estimate how much you need. No measurement in your recipe. Start with a tablespoon and swirl it around. If it coats your pan, then it's probably enough. Also note that if you're using a non-stick pan, you can use less oil than if you were using a regular stainless steel skillet. Related: what is the best oil for cooking? Sure, you might think you have a good idea of what a teaspoon of salt looks like, or what a cup of pasta might be, or a pound of meat might look like. But it's always a good idea to measure, even if you've made the recipe before. Overestimating calorie-rich ingredients like pasta, oil and meat can really increase the calorie count of your meal. Keep those measuring spoons and cups handy, and invest in a good kitchen scale to ensure accurate calorie counts. Related: 10 secrets to healthier cooking. If you're counting calories, chances are you picked your recipe based on the nutritional breakdown. That's a great start, but be sure to note the serving size. Some recipes simply divide the total calories by the number of servings to provide calories per serving. Other recipes may give you an exact measure per serving, such as a 1/12-cup serving of soup, for example. It's best to break out those trusty measuring cups and spoons at least once in a while so you don't over or underestimate portion size. Related: 5 bad eating habits and how to break them. It's easy to munch on the nuts you chopped up for your salad, or to taste your meal once or twice to adjust the seasoning, but doing this can tack on unnecessary calories. How do you combat this mindless munching? Don't cook on a completely empty stomach. Have a light snack before you begin cooking to tide you over until dinner. If you're not completely famished, you'll be less tempted to graze on other foods. Related: 25 easy ways to lose weight. This may seem counterintuitive, but being a slave to a recipe can tack on needless calories. Try giving the recipe a once-over before you start so you can think about subtle ways to make it a bit healthier. If your recipe calls for heavy cream, could you use half and half instead? The recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of oil, but could you get away with 1? The more seasoned a cook you are, the more comfortable you'll become at making these choices. If you're not sure if a substitution will work with your recipe, make your adjustments small and take note of your results. Next time you make the dish, you may be able to cut back further. Related: creamy mustard chicken. 12 tips to think like a chef. Pictured recipe: smoked trout, potato arugula salad for 2. If you're cooking for 2 or just for yourself, making a recipe that serves 12 is a tricky proposition. Unless you can freeze it for another night, try to make recipes that are scaled to the number of people you'll be serving. That way you won't be tempted to eat in more than a serving. If there are leftovers, great, just make sure they're kept away from the dining table so you won't be tempted. Out of sight, out of mind. Related links.